I buried my son under my bed. Hi, I'm Caro and this is the Unspoken, where I read letters of real stories told to me by people who felt their stories are too deep to be left untold. Today's letter is mysterious. It was sent to me anonymously. It is the kind of letter that gives you those cold chills. Let's dive in. Dear Caro, I choose not to reveal my name, but I will share my story. I never planned to become a mother, and certainly not his mother. They say that every woman has a motherly instinct tucked somewhere inside her, waiting to awaken at the cry of her child. But what if the cry never stops? What if instead of love, all you feel is dread? What if the sight of your own son makes your skin crawl with a guilt you cannot explain? It began the night he was born, a cold, grey evening when thunder growled across the sky like an angry beast. The hospital was understaffed, and I labored in silence. I remember how his scream pierced the air, shrill and sharp like shattered glass. The nurse placed him on my chest. I stared at his eyes, black, bottomless, and felt nothing. Not joy, not love, just fear. From the beginning, he was different. He didn't coo or babble like the others. He stared too long. His little mouth often twisted into something that felt more like mockery than innocence. Neighbors whispered. Even my own mother avoided him. "There's something not right with that boy," she once said, crossing herself when she thought I wasn't listening. But how could I explain what I saw? How could I tell anyone that he spoke to me? Not with words, but in thoughts. That I would wake in the dead of night, frozen in bed, as his tiny voice echoed in my head. "You don't deserve me. You are weak. I should have never been born to you." I tried to love him. I truly did. I bought him toys, read him stories, enrolled him in school. But the teachers always called me in. He watches the other children. He doesn't blink. He doesn't speak. One girl said he made her bleed just by looking at her. I stopped answering the phone after a while. Then the nightmares began. I would dream of blood, of him standing over me, his eyes glowing in the dark, whispering things I couldn't remember. Upon waking, but left my sheets soaked in sweat. Still, I carried on, because what else could I do? I had no husband, no family who cared, just a silent boy whose presence turned my bones cold. Until the day I found the cat. our tabby, Momo, sweet, harmless, gentle Momo, sprawled across the kitchen floor, neck twisted at an impossible angle, blood pooled like a flower beneath her head. He just stood there, eyes wide, hands clean. I asked him what happened. She was loud, he said. I wanted quiet. That night, I locked my bedroom door for the first time in years. I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling and wondered what kind of monster had I brought into the world. Then came the whisper. You are afraid of me now, but you will see. Soon you will be quiet too. Oh my God, that is scary. That was the last night I let fear make my decisions. The next morning, I sent him off to school like normal, packed his lunch, kissed his forehead, and smiled. But I didn't go to work. I stayed home. I moved the bed aside, dug into the concrete with tools from the shed. It took hours. Sweat soaked through my dress. My hands blistered and bled. But I kept digging. I didn't stop until I had a hole big enough to hold a secret. When he came home, he asked why the bedroom smelled like that. I smiled again. Told him we were playing a new game, hide and seek in reverse. You'll be the one hiding, I said, but I'll help you, I promise. He didn't scream, he didn't cry, he just watched me with those black and blinking eyes. Even as I tied his wrists, even as I led him to the hole, even as the first shovel of dirt hit his chest. His last words to me were whispered like a prayer. You've just made a terrible mistake. I didn't stop. I couldn't. Because by then, it was either him or me. The days after were the quietest of my life. No whispers, no dreams, no dread clawing at the edges of my mind. Just peace. For the first time in 8 years, I slept. But peace doesn't last. The dreams returned, not of him, but of footsteps beneath the bed, scratching, shuffling, breathing, and the voice. Oh, that voice. You thought it ended there. You thought the dead stay dead. I began hearing him when I was awake. Plates shattered on their own. The TV flickered to static every night at exactly 3:07 a.m. Lights turned off even when I clutched the switch. And the worst of all, the smell of earth and something else, something rotting. I tried to move the bed once, just once. It wouldn't budge, as if something was holding it down from below. People ask why I still live in that house, why I haven't sold it or left, but it burnt it down even. But the truth is, I can't. Something won't let me, and maybe I don't want to. Maybe I belong here with my sin buried beneath my feet and my guilt echoing in the walls. Maybe this is my punishment, or maybe he never really left. Whoever sent this story, my heart bleeds for you. But you have shared, and you're not alone. If you have something to tell this lady, leave a comment in the comment section. And if you have an interesting story you would wish to share with us, my inbox is always open, and the email address is in the description. See you in the next story. Bye bye.